Well, hello there YouTubers, and welcome to another quick episode of DrCassette's workshop. What you're looking at is a record player. What a surprise! This is a Sony model PS-T1, and this is from, well, I would say the mid-70s. I'm not exactly sure. I think there was a date code inside, but I can't remember what it said on there. Anyway, this is not mine. This is my uncle's record player, and he gave it to me because he was having problems with the speed. And whenever you have problems with the speed stability on one of these record players, the number one suspect is the speed control. And there is just a little potentiometer sitting inside of there, and of course that gets dirty over time, just like volume control potentiometers do. And so guess what? I went ahead, used the Tuner 600 and cleaned that, and well, it works again. Now I also went ahead and cleaned the little potentiometers inside, the potentiometers that are basically the speed preset. They're setting the range in which you can regulate the speed, because in the 45 RPM mode you could have the speed regulator on the record player turned all the way up and it still would go too slow, so that also needed a bit of a fix up. The record player overall is in a pretty bad shape, I have to say. As a matter of fact, if I would find this thing at the dump, well, either I would not take it at all, or I would take it for parts. But you can see, so I open this up, this is already messed up. Doesn't close anymore properly. You can see the cover is busted, has been glued back together. Not very nicely. And we have the part where the tone arm, the armrest, is broken as well. But that seems to be a common problem. As a matter of fact, I saw a record player just like this one at a flea market, and the owner of it had just glued the armrest of a dual record player onto that broken part right there, which looked kind of funny. But yeah, so there you have it. It is a rather simple setup. We have the speed or pitch control on the left, the speed selector for either 33 or 45 RPM on the right, and in the middle we have the reject button, as this is a semi-automatic record player. And above that, of course, we have the little window for the strobe light. Now right here is some kind of a weird thing that my uncle has on his record player. It's like a little brush that goes over the record along with the tone arm, and I don't know, discharges the record. I think that's what it does. Now I'm not sure. I think my uncle replaced the cartridge in this. All the other Sony record players I have, which are a bit younger, are having Sony systems in there. He has an Orthophone FF15XE Mark II cartridge in there. I don't know if that is something special or not, but anyway, now I want to plug this in, and we can see, yeah, you can see the cover is really messed up, because that's the way it usually would close if you don't push it. But now I want to plug this in, and well, let's see what we get. I now have the record player plugged in, and as you can see I have a little plastic part that supports the cover, because that won't stay open anymore either. I mean, well, I do have a couple of other Sony record players, and now the thing is, none of those record players has a cover that would fit this one. Otherwise I would probably go ahead and replace it. I mean, I do have this Sony record player, which I don't really care about, which is very similar, but still it doesn't fit. But anyway, as you can see, I have it right now in the 45 RPM mode, and as you can see the speed is dead on. And when I go ahead and adjust the pitch, previously the speed would go all crazy, while now we're getting a nice effect. Let's switch it to 33 RPM. And there it goes once again. Now, that is one thing that I don't like. I like record players that are having independent speed controls for 45 and 33 RPM, because with this thing, each time you switch the speeds, you have to readjust the pitch control. I don't like that. But anyway, I can now go ahead and press the reject button. Let's see what happens. And better... Okay, seems like it will work this time. I had in a previous time it would just go further and drop down behind the armrest because, well, basically the back part of that thing is missing. But anyway, I guess that's it pretty much for this record player. This, by the way, has the nicest tone arm that I've seen so far on a Sony record player, or that I've had. As you can see, it is almost an S-shaped tone arm. Of course, it's something in between, you know. It does have a proper Q lever behind there, as you can see, and under that we have an anti-skating adjustment and counterweight, while this thing over here just has a stupid button, and that's your Q lever. I don't like that. This is much better. Now, I guess this repair is going to last for quite a while, because I actually sprayed those potentiometers a couple of months ago, and as you've just seen, it still works perfectly. So, going to return this thing to my uncle tomorrow, because he happens to be in town, and well, hopefully it's going to be good for some more years of reliable service. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and see you again soon.